Bitcoin is truly digital gold. It's the greatest hedge you could possibly have against hard assets.
Eric Trump is all in on Bitcoin, saying it's digital gold. Coinbase and Ripple may be in talks for a big acquisition, and SUI continues to explode. But what does this mean for its price? This is your Altcoin Buzz News. Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Cody, and if you're new here, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you know when we drop latest content. Follow us on Twitter, altcoinbuzz.io, and as always, not financial advice, and wish the best of luck in your crypto ventures. Alright, good morning you guys. So starting off today, Bitcoin has wicked back up into this 106 range again last night, but is continuing to follow through to the downside now. I do think we do eventually come and take down these wicks around 100,700-ish, somewhere around here. I think it is possible to take all these out before continuing upwards. It's a very classic pattern we see where we chop in a range, we continue to the upside, and then we continue down. So I think that's most likely what's going to happen here. Because we are starting to see this follow through right now. So I think, sitting under 105 right now, I think we probably do fill in this wick that we had yesterday down to $102,000. And most likely we take out all the stops that are below here at the very least. So I think that's the biggest probability. And I think a lot of coins are following pretty much the same trajectory today, where we had a big push up yesterday, kind of counter to what we thought would happen. If we look at the chart here, I did not expect this. We had a pump up Sunday, another pump up Sunday night, and then yesterday we had a continued pump up again, didn't quite reach as high, and now we're starting to sell off again this morning. So this market has been very sporadic, and if you're trying to trade this, it's very hard because this is just crazy chop on the lower time frames. But on the higher time frames, it does look like we pumped into this high time frame level of resistance around $106,000, and we do need to come down, consolidate a little bit more down in the the low 100s, the high 90s before continuing up again. So that is my base case for right now. We come down here and then continue up higher, maybe later this week, maybe early next week. But starting off today, we have the U.S. Senate advances stablecoins genius bill. So crypto regulation is one step closer for stablecoins, which is actually a good thing. We want regulation with stablecoins. And we also have Senator Bill Haggerty saying stablecoin issuers will be the largest holders of U.S. treasuries in the world. So he says this.
I think the majority of it will be U.S. treasuries. In fact, what this will do, and the projections are by 2030, this is according to Citibank, stablecoin issuers will be the largest holders of U.S. treasuries in the world.
So as the Genius Act comes out, stablecoin issuers will have to be a lot more regulated, which is good for stablecoins, and they'll be holding U.S. treasuries, which is actually a good thing for the U.S. dollar. We also have a look on chain saying many whales are accumulating Bitcoin. This one whale withdrew 1,350 Bitcoin worth $141.91 million from Binance and holds $2.19 billion in Bitcoin. Another link to Abraxas Capital withdrew 675 Bitcoin for $71 million and holds $190 million. And a newly created wallet withdrew 500 Bitcoin for $51 million. So whales are continuing to accumulate lots of Bitcoin around the same range. This is a big accumulation range around $100,000. And then we also have Eric Trump gave an epic rant on why Bitcoin is better than real estate.
Bitcoin is truly digital gold. It's the greatest hedge you could possibly have against hard assets. And we are a hard asset family in that it's immediately liquid. You can transfer it anywhere around the world. You can take it anywhere around the world. It's 24/7, 7 days a week. It's an unbelievable store of value. And again, real estate is my bread and butter, but real estate's none of those things. If I want to go sell a hotel, it could take me 12 months to do that transaction. It's illiquid. Now it's a great store of value, no question about it, but Bitcoin is almost the perfect complement toward the world that we love so much.
And then we have Torero Romero saying SUI has the highest total value locked growth among all chains in the past month. So you can see here, SUI's total value locked from April to May 17th is plus 68%. So the highest gain above even that of Bitcoin and Hyperliquid. We also have SUI Insider saying DeFi TVL ranking on SUI Network. SUI's growth is unstoppable. DeFi on the SUI Network keeps expanding, with top projects showing impressive TVL in the SUI ecosystem. We're confident SUI will hit a record-breaking $3 billion in TVL in 2025. So you can see here we have SUI Lend at 686, Navi 544, Cetus, the top DEX at 247, Hydel, Bluefin, Scalp, Bucket, and Momentum. And then we also have Marty Party saying a stablecoin supply changes in the last 24 hours. The top stablecoin supply is on SUI. So SUI is seeing the biggest inflow of stablecoins on top of all that. Now, what does this mean for SUI's price? I think pretty much like the rest of the market, it's gonna continue to follow Bitcoin right now. So you can see we have this top wick here on the daily chart. So we try to pump up, but we're starting to sell off. So I think most likely it'll follow what Bitcoin is doing, where it'll come down, take out these wicks, probably somewhere around 340, 350-ish. Hopefully stop there, reclaim this level, and then continue higher, pretty much in line with what Bitcoin is doing. I'm thinking something like that is going to happen over the next day or so with SUI and altcoins. The market's gone crazy over the last 30 days, with Bitcoin pumping from under 75,000 all the way past 100,000 again, gaining over 30%. SUI's also made a strong recovery, as it usually outperforms Bitcoin by 2 to 3x during these times. SUI gained over 100% in the same time and is well on its way to all-time highs again. SUI is quickly becoming one of the leading alts in the market, so let's find out why. SUI is killing it in all the big sectors it supports, like DeFi, where SUI crossed $1 billion in TVL in record-breaking time and is now sitting above $2 billion. SUI is the third largest blockchain by daily active addresses, with almost 2.5 million real daily users. Walrus is changing the game in decentralized data storage. Its token launch is already successful, while Seal makes things more secure and private. The SUI Play OX1 is coming out in September. It is now officially sold out with over 10,000 pre-orders. Plus, SUI even has a small but growing meme coin market for meme coin lovers. If you haven't used SUI lately, then come give it a try and follow SUI's X account for all the latest updates, linked down below. And then we have Good Morning Crypto saying, just in, Circle's USDC is in informal talks to be acquired by Coinbase or Ripple. So one of these could be acquiring Circle. So if Coinbase wanted to buy them, Circle would sell in a heartbeat. One of the sources said, will USD be acquired in 2025? So it seems that Circle is pursuing its IPO, but it's also in talks with Coinbase or Ripple, potentially for a sale before then. So Brad Garlinghouse has been talking to them, and Coinbase and Brian Armstrong have also been talking to them as well. So either Circle or Ripple could be acquiring them. So USDC is the biggest, stable coin on Coinbase as well. So I wouldn't be surprised. That would be a natural integration there as well. But I also know that, Brad Garlinghouse and Ripple want to acquire it because, they have the RLUSD stablecoin. And if they could kind of merge those two, I think it'd be huge for Ripple. We also have XRP Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse calls out Senator Loomis, saying she canceled her meeting with him and refuses to reschedule. So Brad said, heading to DC to champion sensible pro-crypto legislation around stablecoins and market structure. And I'm very encouraged to see our elected officials look at crypto as it should be, a multi-chain industry. That said, Senator Loomis, as the chair of Digital Assets Subcommittee, canceled the meeting with me and won't reschedule. As a leader in Congress and senator from one of the most crypto-friendly states, Wyoming, I hope you will reconsider to be a leader for all crypto. I invite you to join me on an X Space anytime or a live convo on stage at one of the many events we cross paths at, to talk about how to make the US the crypto capital of the world, as is the goal of the Trump administration. I'll continue to do everything possible to support that goal. And then we also have Coin Bureau saying, big news, Straits X launches XSGD, a Singapore dollar pegged stablecoin on the XRP ledger, which is pretty cool because now there's a Singapore dollar pegged stablecoin. We also have Coin Bureau saying Ripple now helps businesses in 6 countries move money across borders in minutes using XRP. Now in Dubai, US, Brazil, Mexico, Australia, and Switzerland, with Zan Banking and Memo just added in the UAE. Also, XRP pretty much following the same path. I think we could probably say it's the same for most coins right now. We're making this lower high here where we're going to just continue down to the bottom of this range, probably to just under $2, something like this, I would imagine. As long as Bitcoin holds above $98,000, we won't go lower. But I imagine we probably take out the bottom of this range again before we continue back to the upside of here again. Pretty much the same TA across most altcoins today. Imagine trading any asset on any chain without ever having to use bridges or centralized exchanges. And that means none of the risks of using these platforms either. But how is that possible? With Yellow's new protocol, its decentralization takes away the counterparty, or as we often call it here, custodial risk. And Yellow wants you to get to know it, so they have a great giveaway going on right now for doing simple engagement tasks with their platform. So let's check it out. Yellow is bringing TradFi clearing and settlement of security trades on-chain. That means faster, cheaper, and more secure. Banks and institutions can move assets more effectively than Wall Street does now. Using similar tech to Layer 2s and protocols like the Lightning Network, Yellow batches many transactions together to allow both super low costs and enable the scaling that investment banks need for frequent fast trades. But the benefits of cross-chain trading without the bridge risks extend to us regular crypto investors as well. So Yellow is introducing itself to us with a great giveaway. Yellow has an awesome new promotion going on right now with a $20,000 USDT prize pool. 30 people will win in the Connect and Win giveaway, and it's really easy as well. It all starts with the Yellow Smart Wallet, so here's what you do. First, go to yellow.com and connect your wallet or use your email to create a new wallet. And you can see that's what we're doing here, and that gets you the most points, which Yellow calls tickets. It's super easy, and you can see us doing it here in real time. Second, follow Yellow's socials, like @Yellow and @OXYellow. Third, take a spin, which you can take every day for more tickets. And lastly, refer a friend for more tickets as well. It's that easy. Then, if you're the top ticket earner, you get $8,000 USDT, which is a pretty sweet deal. And everyone else in the top 30 gets something as well, just for playing along. Yellow is going to revolutionize institutional trading and put old line organizations like DTCC out of business. And while they do it, you won't have to worry about custodial risks either when you move your assets across chains. The Connect and Win giveaway is going on right now, so just click the link down below to get started and get your piece of this $20,000 prize pool. Then we have Solana saying a big unlock for Solana DeFi. Chainlink CCIP is now live on mainnet, connecting $18 billion plus in assets, cross-chain messaging, and the CCT standard on Solana. Devs now have access to Chainlink data feeds, data streams, and CCIP. Let's build. We also have Cointelegraph saying update, Solana dominates DEX activity, topping all chains in weekly volume for 5 straight weeks at $26.241 billion in DEX volume. And right after is BSC with $25 billion, and then Ethereum at $15 billion, Base at $8 billion, and Arbitrum at $6 billion. We also have Solana saying Bitcoin on Solana is accelerating, $3 billion plus in volume last month. So we can see here, every big chain is trying to get Bitcoin volume as well, especially Bitcoin Fi, because there's a lot of Bitcoin just sitting there on the Bitcoin network. If they can kind of integrate Bitcoin DeFi into their chain, they're all for it. I know SUI is doing it, Solana's doing it. Everyone's trying to get Bitcoin Fi on their chain for just a huge amount of money. We also have Cointelegraph saying Solana has generated more weekly network revenue than all other layer 1 and layer 2 chains combined. So we have Solana here between May 12th and May 18th. We have $40 billion in network revenue, Tron at 13, Ethereum at 12, Bitcoin 5, BNB 2, and Base 1.5. So all other chains combined, Solana is doing the most amount of revenue and volume. And for Solana, more or less the same thing. We're looking for it to come back down to the bottom of this range. I would imagine somewhere around 145 it will come to before it stops and then continues higher. So something like this where we continue down here towards around 145, reclaim this range around 146, 147, and then continue back up towards this high and then hopefully break through here again, because we have tried it once, but we couldn't break through this. So this is, the next level of resistance I'll have to get through again. But I think, once Bitcoin does finally, find its ground and start making new all-time highs, Solana will follow soon afterwards. And once we break this, we're going at least to 226 very shortly after. And then we have Crypto Rand saying Sonic Labs STVL just crushed in Q1 of 2025, achieving over $1 billion, led by Aave with $276.8 million. So Sonic, which was, previously Phantom, has now achieved $1 billion in TVL. We also have Crypto Rank saying Sonic surpassed $1 billion in year-to-date net inflows. Sonic Labs has become the first chain to exceed $1 billion in net inflows year-to-date. Other top performers by metric include Base, Solana, Unichain, and Barachain. So Sonic, in terms of TVL this year, as well as year-to-date net inflows. Now Sonic is one that it's kind of just hovering around this range. It hasn't been the best performer, even though the TVL and the year-to-date inflows have been going up. It hasn't necessarily translated to the price just yet. I imagine we probably come back down here towards 41 cents in the near future. We tag the bottom of this range, hopefully hold there and then continue higher back to 61. After that, we really need a level reclaim around here. So if you wanted to trade it for a more high probability trade, you would set an alert around here around 61 cents, wait for it to come above, reclaim this range, and then you could target back to these highs around 85-ish cents. But likewise, if you did want to try down here, I think we're most likely coming back down towards 41 cents in the near future, correlated with Bitcoin and the rest of the market. Pretty much all doing the same thing in my eyes if Bitcoin does do that. Now it's possible we don't go down that far, but with how the daily candles are shaping up in this long wick here on the daily candle, it does look like it wants to continue down. And I would be very surprised if we didn't at least try to take out some of these stops below here before attempting new all-time highs. Now it's possible maybe we try and come up again and then harshly reject. But usually, if we are attempting a new all-time high, we need a lot of liquidity. So you need to take out money and you need to find stops which are liquidity. So I would be very surprised if we didn't come and try and at least take out some of these stops here before going to new all-time highs. So that's pretty much the base case for right now in my whole thinking on the market. But overall, I think we'll probably take out some of these stops either today, tomorrow, and then by early maybe next week, we'll hopefully be targeting new all-time highs. And I think it's going to be a very good couple of months coming up. So That's the video for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you tomorrow.